Hans should start playing cricket, perhaps, or maybe American football, because this has been a hell of a throw. It's unreal. I mean, you were right. You should have paraphrased. Yeah, Hans has a lot to work with, unless he loses it all within the next 30 seconds. Here we go, he's angry now, the Cromwell's pushing in, it's got to push past the stolen 6-pounder, the Rakettenwerfer. You've also got, he's trying to pick off this Focus Grenade on retreat, but the AT guns are still facing that way. No, he's going south, he's going to try and juke it round, he's done the right thing there, so he probably will survive. Just about.
Yeah, I mean, the one thing he's got in his favour right now, he needs to really be cautious about this because VPs are massively in his favour, and you know, Jove's nearly pop capped. He needs to climb back up. It's not too difficult as well to get back up to that level of pop cap and then work out from there. So you know, he needs to take that in mind. The fact that he has a lot to play with. He looks like he may be losing faction selection if it does go to a game 3 now, which is unfortunate. There was no reason to drive in though, which is the massive shame. You know, he was about to come up onto artillery cover again. He had 2 Cromwells with the benefit of the command vehicle and the AEC.
Also, look at his victory point count as well, man. He could have just chilled out on his victory point count, amassed that super Brit late game that they're notorious for, maybe get a Firefly out, or possibly even a Comet, and he would have been sitting pretty, but instead he's licking his wounds. He's got barely any left. He's just brought on.
Jove was on the back foot, and it's been placed on the front foot now. Now Hans's job is to recover. He needs to play some defensive mines. He needs to make sure that Jove doesn't do the same thing, overextend and lose things. Well, actually, well, Jove does do that. Jove needs to make sure he doesn't do that himself. But yeah, it's an awkward game now.
I mean, at least Hans has the 2 snipers. They're both still alive, although the Panzer IV is going to have something to say about that. One big thing for Jove, though, in all that he managed to steal the 6-pounder, which is a real good thing to have in his arsenal. Best individual AT gun, you know, traditional kind of 3-man AT gun in the game by far. It's like a pack, but it just has a few better qualities. Oh, nice from Helping Hands, attacking through the sight blocker there, denying the Panzer Shreks, which can't do the same. Jove just proving that to you there, right there. ISGs as well from Jove, been really powerful. Just going to stop him from trying to get into the centre. And his 6-pounder Hans is not going to have much. Will I catch the plane where it lands? No, I won't. Never be able to catch that bloody thing. Oh, the command tank nearly went down. That could have been good for Jove, bad for Hans if he'd managed to finally get rid of the infinite recon ability.
Luke's just pointed out that we're trying to suss out what Jove's next vehicle is going to be. I'd actually think a Panzer IV would be the best choice, especially after wiping that many Cromwells.
Yeah, I agree. He's already got 1, but why not 2?
It looks like he might be going for the Panther. With a good call, but I don't know if that's necessarily the right thing you would normally do in this situation. Hans is doing well to get back into the game right now. You see he's bumped up his pop cap to 8 now from what was touching 30. It's it means he's going to start pulling back a little bit and evening up. But this next build from Jove, I think, will be quite decisive. If he goes for another Panzer IV, he could really do some damage to the infantry. That pop cap low from Hans. A Panther is not going to be overly useful. Is he dropping a lot of support weapons?
Yeah, he's using, you know, infantry units. Ah, he's using air resupply operation to make his infantry move faster to get back into the field of combat and try and make something work for him, seemingly. I mean, one thing Jove could do, and this is what I do, this is what, you know, this I'm just trying to survey the situation as a backseat gamer here. Get your second truck up, your mechanised regiment headquarters, so you can repair, and get a second Panzer IV, and then it'd always be healthy, and, you know, you can just keep retreating, keep repairing. They can deal with anything Hans has, and that's not a bad option. That's me trying to talk as a level 500 OKW player.
Well, just watch this very, very carefully. Panthers come out on the field now, so Vehicle is going to be a bit stretched for Hans, who's going for another Cromwell.
Bugger.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was going to say.
To paraphrase, bugger. Oh, big shot in from the Panzer IV, counter sniped. My God, and now he's going to attack, move this 6-pounder out of existence. Cromwell's got a thing to say about that, but the Panther will soon be in field of combat and have something to say about it in turn. One would presume. I just apparently destroyed people's ears with my shout, but never mind. Oh, the Panther's now in position. He's attacking both Cromwells, going hell for leather to kill these things. Oh. Oh, another thing we have to point out, by the way, Danny boy, is Loveness is currently resting. And we're used to him doing this. He's having a chill.
So he beat Nagano then?
Oh, did he? That's true, they were in a decider. Sorry, I'm presuming he did. My bad. Sorry. Sorry, Nagano, you know I'm your fanboy. I didn't mean that.
Yeah, well, this game's starting to go downhill now. The thing is, as well, is that Jove has to take a lot of VPs off of Hans, and Hans is not going to give up.
No, not surely though. But he's built Cromwells. Now they're very good medium tanks, or as the British would like to tell you, cruiser tanks. But they're not going to be able to go toe to toe with a Panther, and that's just exemplified right now. That big, massive frontal armor penetration, pretty much every single time, in fact.
We've got to see something come in now. We're coming up to the amount of munitions for artillery cover again. This could be an opportunity to turn the tables and get back in it, but it has to be done in a specific way. We could also see the Firefly come in as well. That would be really, really good. Firefly is probably the last necessity in this build. 2 Cromwells and a Firefly are more than potent enough to get back in this game. The problem is that Hans needs to realize that and implement that very, very quickly. Most of his army now is based on close range engagements with SMGs. This is going to go a little bit against him, but basically his whole build is relying on the Cromwells right now. There's a number of Ricketts on the field from Jove, so he needs to be careful. There is still a chance for him to turn this around. I would just say brace yourselves, because something is either going to go very wrong or it's going to be an epic game.
Oh, we're joining on 1,000 viewers very shortly, by the way, Dan. And apparently, at 1,000 viewers, Clue's just the truffle shuffle.
I'm up for that.
But you also have to dance topless as well, so there's that. Would you dance topless for 1,000 viewers on Valentine's Day, Dan? Or would that be the lowest point in your life?
I did it for a beer last time.
Okay. Oh, nice from Helping Hands. He manages to finally destroy the stolen 6-pounder. The Panther's got something to say about that. It's going to maraud into the centre and attack Grant.
What's he on about? There was 2 Ricketts when I said he has Ricketts on the field. There was 2 Ricketts and 2 ISGs, so don't bring that up.
Yep, he's right. Ciez has been a naughty little boy.
He is.
He thinks just because he's a better player than us and knows more about the game than us, he has the ability to say things. No!
I triple checked there was 2 Ricketts on the field when I said that, so
I think he should apologise, to be honest, mate. He should apologise. Right, no, the Panther is thwarting the Cromwell, stopping them coming into the centre. It's situation critical for Hans. I know he's got the victory points, but in general it's situation critical because he's got a lot of work to do. He's slowly rebuilt his army, in thanks to the Royal Engineer Recovery Squad, which he happily bought on.
God, now we're going to play this.
What's that, matey?
Apparently, because I didn't say AT, I said Ricketts because the symbols look the same. Now I'm in the wrong.
Oh, so it was ISGs. He did have 2 Ricketts at one point, though.
Let's go for that one.
You know, the one where I said bunkers cost 200 manpower and then I made up that I was on about infantry deaths as well. You know, there's always a way back, Dan, and I think you found it. Here we go, the Panthers... Panthers trying to find the rear armour of this Cromwell, and it may very well do that. You've also got the Panzer IV Alf yacht helping out. The other Cromwell's in stow. This Vet 2 Cromwell's all important though. One big shot from the Panther, possibly going down. Oh, will he find it? Oh, come on, Panther. Oh, he found it just in the nick of time. Look at that angle there. Brutal. Absolutely brutal. Cromwell's out for vengeance, though, trying to penetrate the Panzer IV. Ostwind's going to do some damage. Does actually get the Panzer IV. Great shot from the cruiser tank there. Attains Veterancy 2, but probably going to go down to the dying Panzer IV. Out of control. Still gets the kill regardless. Great feature there. Love it. Absolutely love it. And, we had... God, my face is red, by the way, but we had all that, by the way. We had artillery cover put in the south, Dan. Why in the south?
Yeah, there was. Wait, let me just make sure it was a Raketten. There was a Raketten down there with some infantry, and I think Hans was trying to defend the VP. So,
That's 250
yeah, I mean,
munitions.
it was a lot of munitions for that, definitely. I mean, if that had been used on the right-hand side VP, that could have been a serious game changer.
If Helping Hands played with the Angry Bears 4v4 like I do, he'd know exactly how to use artillery cover to its maximum effectiveness, and that is not how you use artillery cover. Right, there we go. We've got a big stun round in on the Oshvin. This is Helping Hands' last gasp effort in this thing. He's got to try his hardest to get back in this. He has no 6-pounder left. He's got one Cromwell just coming onto the field now. This Cromwell is our saviour, ladies and gentlemen. It's the Jesus Cromwell. Will it somehow miraculously get Helping Hands back into this? 250 victory points remaining.
This is painful to watch, man.
Is it painful though? I mean, for me, it's
painful,
going to a decider ace game. I'm loving it. Smashes into that building. No, he misses it. I just love the Panzer IV yacht when it was out of control and still managed to kill that Cromwell. What a lol. Loveness, by the way, I've had an update. He's currently gone to a spa in Berlin to have his face. He's had a pedicure. He'll have face mask on. He's having a facial. Cucumbers over both eyelids. He's fully refreshed and ready for the final. Should he have beaten Nagano? I'm very eager to see what's happened in that, by the way. I mean, what are your bets there? Do you reckon Nagano's won or Loveness's won?
I would expect Loveness this one.
Yeah, but Nagano's a beast. You can't deny that he's a beast. Oh, he's gone cloak. Oh yes, sorry, it's not going to be an ace game. Helping Hands didn't win the first. My bad. I honestly thought I was got into the... You're laughing at me, but come on. We're 7 hours in here, Danny boy. My bad, I thought it was an ace game. In fact, no, Jove looks like to be taking this 2-0. It's a lot of Helping Hands in fairness today, Dan. I think this is our 4th Helping Hands match, isn't it? Or 3rd, maybe.
We've cost a lot of Helping Hands today, but that's mainly due in part that he's played really, really well today. This has been a bit of a lacquer game. But Jove, you know, to everyone's credit, you know, Jove is a really, really good player. So you know, the situation of this game is got to be so stressful. Of course, players are going to make mistakes. You can't get at anybody for that. You know, as much as it's painful to watch some of the things, you know, there's what, like 4 or 5 Cromwells on now, when they haven't been doing the work at all, and you know, the pressure can get overwhelming. So
look at this Ostwind. Doing his hardest to try and shoot down the Commander Recon. Is that Command tank? Is that Command Universal Carrier? This is the first one, by the way, the one that was built at the very start of the game. He's done well to keep it alive. Oh, by the way, hang on. Do you know when you were casting that 2v2 tournament thing, and they had sextons on the field, and they had the RT, the Vic, what's it called? The begins with the V, Valentine tank.
yes.
It was spotting. It's got an ability that spots for the sexton, which gave it the increased range.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, I was watching. I remember you. Sorry, it's like a flashback from 2 weeks ago. I remember. That's what it was. Sorry. That's the only way it's ever useful.
People expecting it to be an off-map T70, but as a spotter unit and like an infrared half-track, it's...
Yeah, it's the only way Sexton's ever useful. Oh, finally! finally the Universal Carrier goes down, this time to a Panther, massively outmatched. The 6-pounder opens up on the Panther. Big penetration, however. The Shreks take out the Cromwell. That's the 4th Cromwell to go down, Dan.
Please surrender, I can't take it anymore.
You're making Stormless cry. Look at Stormless crying, everybody.
Oh.
He's crying, he's got his face in his hands, big Helping Hands fanboy. He's got his Helping Hands t-shirt on underneath that t-shirt. I'm joking, Dan, I'm joking.
Fine. you gotta give credit that he's fighting, you know, he's still got the VP lead. I think he honestly thinks he can get back in this, which I would love to see, to be honest. But he's gonna see this through to the end.
Well, he's
the commander has given the over-the-top order. And Hans will make no retreat.
Oh, the Vet3 sniper! He just killed the sniper with a fucking tree!
No way.
That was amazing! Jove
Where
is the best
Hans'
player
luck
ever.
in this game?
Where is my luck in this game? Hey, we'll have to
Where
play
is
that to celebrate. Not celebrate, I mean to, you know.
Oh my god, that's so unfortunate.
It is brutal, that was brutal. And Helping Hands being a champion, being an utter, you know, he really wants to compete in ESL. We've seen how much it means to him, and it's really unfortunate for the Brit in this particular case that Jove has just, you know, been too strong. Hans in that first game, he did not do very well. His 2 Vermex snipers got countered by a single bar squad, and here we go. He surrendered 40 minutes in the semi-final. So Hans there will be going forward to compete for 90 euros in the 3rd place runner-up. So good luck to him there. We wish him all the best of luck. Hans, not that he needs it, seeing his donations come in recently. But yeah, that's a great game. Let's have a quick look at the stats and then we'll go to Dan's lovely face. Hang on. Pretty even in terms of KD. You'll notice that Jove, after that middle engagement there, I think that may have been where that Panzer IV took out, and the Panther took out pretty much everything, and then after that it was pretty much all over. And we're in the final, Dan, and I'm so excited, mate. I'm going to keep it on the screen there and go straight to the brackets. Where are we up to? What happened with Nagano? Love Nest. Hype. Who won? Love Nest won. Okay, Love Nest won. Right, okay. So that is as we thought. So it's going to be Love Nest versus Jove. And Jove knocked Love Nest out in last week, so we've got a big story to tell in this final, Dan. It's getting exciting.
Yeah, looking forward to it. And I'm sad to see Hans leave at the moment. I really thought he was going to be a finalist today. But of course he does score himself enough points that he's going to be able to probably make it into the top 8, which is of course the big one where we need to see players. So I think, you know, at least able to take away important part of that, which is the points for ESL. Jove versus Love Nest. Did we see this last week in the NA? We did, didn't we? And these were killer games. These were really good.
Oh,
so
they were unreal.
Casting this.
Nagano Love Nest, the first game, the first replay was 608 kilobytes, which is around about 20 minutes. The second game was 1 megabyte, which is around 40 minutes. So that's a big game right there. And then the third game, the decider, Love Nest smashed Nagano, in about 10 or 15 minutes of play. So very good there by Love Nest. He's kept himself nice and fresh, and he countered Nagano very quickly in that third game. So that's a little recap on what my replay kind of can see there. Let's take it over to Dan's face. Ah, he's hideous.
How lazy is that? You know that.
What's that?
You go to the homepage of the Co2 game, you know you've got all the bundles and stuff, and the first and the fourth and the third and the fifth are the same image.
Oh, they are. God.
Yeah, just copy pasted.
Nice.
Well, here we go, the finals. This is gonna be good actually. I don't know if anyone else watched the NA finals of this last week. I stayed up like all night watching it. It was really good actually.
There's an NA. What do you mean?
Well, Jove and Love Nest played, didn't they?
Yeah, that was
And,
epic.
Love Nest has got something to say to Jove really today, which
Oh.
is that no one knocks me off my throne. No one knocks me out of my high chair and steals my food and comes back week 2 for more. It's gonna be a big match. We want to see Love Nest really.
Love Nest really
Okay.
what? Sorry. You're not going to fanboy for Love Nest now, are you? What do you
Well,
have against Russian people?
I don't really think it's Russian. What do you want about?
You said I want to see Love Nest really. What does that mean?
Win.
Uh, you don't want to. You can't say that. You gotta be thingy. What's the word? Unbiased.
Hey, look. My opinion matters for nothing anyway. Like everyone has their own opinions. Mine doesn't count any more than
When you're
anyone else's in
casting, you
this
can't.
stream.
You go.
Just because I'm speaking on stream doesn't make a difference. Hey, like, if I want Loveness to
You're
win,
an official
no one's
ESL
business.
caster. You never
I don't have to
saw.
be. I don't have to be neutral.
Fanboy
Jesus.
insensible.
Well, I don't have to be neutral either, but to be honest, I'm actually pretty unbiased with this particular matchup. I think both players have a lot going for them, and I think it's going to be an interesting one. So unfortunately, on this one, I can't actually counteract you. Most of the time, if it was Nagano, I'd fanboy over Nagano all day, every day. But Jove, he's his clanmate, doesn't speak much English, never really spoken to him. It'd be pretty difficult if I tried to speak to him. So yeah, he's a hell of a player, though. And both players going into this final, you've got to think that it's anyone's game. Jove knocked Love Nest out of last week's EU Weekly and claimed the big prize for himself. So this is Jove trying to make a legacy for himself. Let me get this. This is something that Jan has been keeping. Obviously, Jan is a big spreadsheet enthusiast. This is... I can't zoom in on it, unfortunately, but if you strain your eyes, you can see it. This is basically all the winnings so far. So let's go through Jove. Jove didn't do very well in the first 5 cups. In fact, he didn't enter for a long time. He was really kind of unhappy, I guess, with what people might have been saying about him, in my opinion, because a lot of people were saying, oh, this guy can't win tournaments, he's just a big auto-match player. He came back for week 5, and he lost to his clanmate, Father Nagano, as Mother Jove, in the final. I loved casting that, and that meant Nagano won. So he didn't actually end up in the EU finals because he obviously missed quite a few, and then he had a point to prove. So he wasn't in the monthly final. He then came back in the big final and beat Jesulin. Jesulin, who has been second place in 5 EU weeklies now, Dan, and third place in another. That's unreal. Oh, God, right, okay. So I've just had some messages, by the way. The game is starting very shortly, so that's hype.
Oh really? Okay.
Yeah, so we've got to keep on this, my friend. They're doing auto match. They're doing coin toss and map selection right now. My little bird has told me. Little bird
Right.
being
Yeah, that's.
what's the haps, mate?
Oh no, sorry. Luke's trying to write on his phone and display it on screen, but of course my camera's mirrored, so he's now having to write it backwards. I think he's done it though. That looks about right. You can see. Yeah.
Go love.
There we go,
That worked. It is, however, causing a little bit of interference with the mic, but still funny.
Get that phone away from here.
Nice one, I'm loving it, absolutely loving it. So we're into a big final. Waiting. The ESL admin that I speak to, Simon Bjorn, has told me that we are very expectant of this big final happening. It's currently 7:15, so we haven't got the NA overlap quite yet. What is the ETA for that? I think it's 8 o'clock it starts, isn't it? So
I'm not sure, but we hit it in good time.
yeah, definitely. So I think it's worked out really well today. Obviously not quite as quick as a monthly, which was really nice. It only lasted for like 7 hours, which was nice, with there being 3 rounds in total. Anyway, so I'm just going to have a quick break. I'm going to put...
Whilst you're having a quick break, I'm going to open a raffle.
Yes,
So,
raffle.
guys, if you want to have a chance at winning one of the following commanders, we have for the UKF, that is the British Forces, we have Vanguard, Special Weapons Regiment, and Tactical Support, the one that you've seen all day playing as the Brits, which is pretty strong. I think we're going to see a lot of people using that. Well, more people using that. We have got for the USF Tactical Support, which is the Calliope, and Heavy Cavalry Company, which is the Pershing, and then for OKW, Firestorm and Overwatch. The Goliath, obviously, in Overwatch, and Firestorm with the Flames on Stern Pioneers and the Steel Barrage from the off map. So, guys, type !raffle, you will be entered Um, that. Pick a winner. We're also going to open up a poll as well. Who do you guys think is going to be the number one today? Jove. And if you want to put in your vote for that, you type !vote space either Love Nest or Jove, exactly as it will appear on the screen. Oh, look, there's a lot of people coming in for Jove already. You kind of hope that the players aren't looking at this and seeing what it is. Let's keep our eyes on this poll, actually, because this is an interesting one. Loveness, in my opinion, should have a steady amount of votes, because obviously, if you were bookies, Loveness would be a favourite for that. However, Jove, isn't necessarily a newcomer by any means. He's a well-known figure in the community. He's the only person to top #1 rank in all 5 factions. He is not a player to be messed with, but Jove hasn't really taken part in the competitive scene. I believe someone told me it's because he doesn't like being watched. That's what I heard. I honestly heard that he didn't like being watched on replays and things, so he'd never really taken part. But I think he's probably enjoying it now, because he's been so successful, and such a good player. So hopefully he is enjoying it now, because he's getting a lot of publicity and credit for it. A lot of fame from it. To keep refreshing the poll, keeps bouncing back and forth. In fact, it was heavily in the hands of Jove. It's now swinging in favor of Love Nest.
Jove has faction pick, by the way. He won the coin toss. Or map pick, whichever way you want to look at it.
Well, I think that's enough time really for the poll results. It's not really changing anymore. So I can tell you that 62% of people think that Love Nest is going to win this. Only 30% of people voted for Jove to be the finalist today. So we're still here in Team Love Nest.
Team Love Nest. Jove is the best player in the world. That's my
Love Nest ready to
I'm
raid
gonna
the Relic Trust Fund one more time.
I'm gonna get both national anthems. I liked this when I did it for week 5, which was the last one I hosted. I did the national anthem for Nagano upon beating Jove, so I'm gonna get both national anthems ready. So that's Deutschland über alles, and Russia
Definitely.
is the best exporter of plutonium or whatever.
Before you do that, I will just close this raffle so we get that out of the way quickly. So I'm going to draw that right now. And the raffle winner is Cock Knight. And I will announce him as the... You're free to go, eh?
Free to go for one? Okay, they're off now, good. Let's get it loaded, big boy. Sorry, Pock Knight won, did he?
Cock Knight.
Oh, good. How fantastic. Oh yes, get an observer party, my friend. Or should I do a refresh? Yeah, we're gonna have 5 minutes of delay anyway. I'm gonna refresh my client, aka restart Company of Heroes.
Rigged again. I don't believe it.
Everyone has been rigged.
It's always rigged, yet I still take part.
What? What puppets? Playing part of our rigged game. Did we? What's the maximum views we've been up to? About 950 or something. We didn't hit a K in the end, did we? Damn it.
Topless Klug.
I think that's what it was. I think people took one for the team and actively decided not to be part of a viewer count from that on, just to stop that being part of our general community.
I didn't tell you an interesting story, actually.
Go on.
Last week we were doing the giveaways, and someone who didn't win sent me a message, and I accidentally gave them the code.
Oh, for God's sake. That is classic Stormless.
I literally messaged them and I went, wait a minute, you're not on the winners list. Now I'm triple checking. That's why. Yeah, it was pretty embarrassing. Are you going to invite me? Yes. Oh, Luciano's here. Hey, Luciano.
What's a Luciano?
No, I just said hello, Luciano.
What is a Luciano? Is that somebody from your streams chat?
No, no. Know him from Twitch.
Nice, nice, okay. I thought it was somebody famous. Right, we're loading into the game now. We've got a lot of delay actually, so we've got a little bit of a break. You can tell Cluj to, you know, go fetch a pizza or something. I'm fantasizing over pizza. I do want.
Fat takeaway after this.
Yeah. After the monthly, by the way, we'll have to properly have a pizza this time. You're not making me go like after obviously the cast and stuff, and I probably won't drive home and nearly kill myself again.
Hey, I was up for getting pizza.
No, yeah, I know. Right, here we go. See what it's on Kolodny Firma. I can confirm. I mean, let me get over to the actual casty screeny thingy. Here we go. I'm so great with my overlays. So it's going to be Jove, Love Nest, Hype. Final time. This is for how many euros? A shite load of euros.
185 and 125, is it?
It's around that region. Hang on, I've got it here. It's 180. Oh god, I probably shouldn't bring that up. Hang on. Just brought up a spreadsheet that used to have. Do you remember they were going to do observer passwords at the start of ESL? I just brought up that spreadsheet. So that's why I should never be trusted with anything, but it didn't have that in it. But it's just, to be honest, this spreadsheet is just my calculation of the prize pools, just so I can say, just it's pretty cool that the fact that we've got a lot of money to play for now. 3 minutes 28 of delay, by the way, if you're wondering why we're waiting. That's going to be, if you want to basically go get a drink, make shit to toilet, as Barton might do. Exactly. Anyway, what was I saying, Dan? Oh, the prize pools, yes. So this is for 180 euros. The loser will get 135 euros, but to be honest, it's mostly about prestige here. You've seen what it means to these big company heroes 2 players to win a big tournament. They are hungry players. They want to establish their dominance. Loveness, for example, has played in plenty of tournaments where there wasn't even a cash prize. It is a big thing to these guys to win one. So regardless of being 180 versus 135, you might think the difference isn't too great there, but to these players it's mostly about prestige, I must be honest. And they've done the hard work in earning cash, and they've pretty much got that now. And then the third place battle will be between Hans and Nagano for 90 euros solid, and winner takes all in that situation. So there we go.